Hey friends, hope you're doing well. Today I'd like to give you an introduction on how to use agents and tools in LangChain. Just in case you don't know, LangChain is a Python library which allows us to interact with OpenAI and other large language models. So to get started, what you can see here, I first imported some dependencies here. I used .env to load my environment variable, which I need in order to use my API key from OpenAI. Just in case you don't have one, you can sign up for free to get some, let's say, free credits at the beginning. I think it's $5 to $10, which you can then use in order to interact with OpenAI API. So after that, I want to import LangChain. So you also need to install it if you have not done that. And then I need to use the agent and also the load tools option here from the agents, which allows us to use OpenAI but enable the OpenAI, so the large language model, to use additional tools, for instance, additional functions. By the way, there's also a function OpenAI option, which is brand new right now, where we can use our own custom functions. So if you're interested in that, let me know, because I already tried this as well, and I can also make a video about that. So let's go back to our today's topic, which is agents and the tools. Now, at first we need to instantiate our agent, which in this case is OpenAI. And we need to give it a model name and a temperature. So then we specify the tools. In this case, we use a default tool, which is this LLM math tool, which allows us to do mathematical operations. Then we need to load it using this load tools option, where we just use the name, in this case, which is inside a list, a Python list in here. And we also instantiate here, or say, at least instantiate, we have it here, but we say that which kind of LLM we want to use. And then we initialize the agent here. And then we specify the tools, which are the loaded tools, the LLM, and then that it is a zero-shot React description. That's the agent type. And we set verbose to true, so we get a little bit more output in the console. And then we just run the agent with our question. So in this case, because we use the math tool here, I just ask here the question, what is 10 multiplied by 10? So any kind of mathematical operation. I use a simple one. You can also go more depth in that, but this allows us now to use the tool, which is the calculator tool, to actually answer this question. So if I want to run this now, I can simply then use Python in this case, and then I will say agents, in this case test.py. That's the name of my current Python file, and then I can run this in my environment, and you can see that now here the agent runs, and also here we get the description now what happens. So I'll make this bigger just a little bit. You can see that here the action is math, so I need to do some math. That is why I'm using the calculator, which is the LLM math tool. Then the action is 10 times 10. The observation here is the answer is 100. Then the thought, I know the final answer. Final answer, 10 multiplied by 10 is equal to 100. And this is the finish, then the chain is done. So this is what the agent does. So the agent does not only return the value, but it also gives us here, because we set verbose to true, the thought process of the LLM on how to derive the answer. Now this is it for the tools which are already implemented here. We just load them with the name, and then we just edit them to our agent. But what if you want to use your own tools? Is that possible? Well, yes it is, and I'm gonna show you how. If you want to create your own tool, and that's what I did down there, but just let me first comment this out. So we don't need this anymore. So let me just comment that out, and then I will just use this code here, which I created. So just a second, there it is. And let me just then uncomment that. And now we have here the other one. So what we do here is we import the base tool. The base tool is just a basic class, which we can inherit from when we want to create our own tools, in this case in LangChain. And then I specify here, I have a custom tool. That's just a name. The name you can change if you want. And then I give it here a name, and that is important here. I have a name in here. I mean, the name you can change, but what's important is the description. Because you need to tell the LLM, or in this case OpenAI, so when should I actually use this tool, which you provide here? And then I just tell it here, it's useful when you need to an answer to the question about the current stock price of the stock ticker. Because remember, if the LLM does not have access to current information, then of course it cannot return this. It cannot answer this question. But that's how. That's why we actually implement a tool here, which is simply the Yahoo Finance package. So I'm using this in order just to grab the latest stock price for a specific ticker, and then we just need two. In this case, actually we only need one because it's not implemented. But at least we need this standard run. This is the method which is expected. And that's why we inherit from the base tool and then we override the run method here. But this is a method your custom tool needs to have. And then we just specify a query, and then we say it returns a string value in here. And then I just use the yf.ticker, in this case from Yahoo Finance, from the query itself, so which we take here. And then I just get the current stock price. That's all I do here. So just give me the ticker and then return the current stock price. So quite simple implemented here. And this is now our tool. And now we just say tools, and we put this again in a Python list, and we instantiated our self-created tool. And then we just again initialize the agent. We specify that the tools this time is, in this case, the custom tool, which is the Yahoo Finance API, which we can use. And then again, the LLM is the LLM. The agent is again the same description here, and we set verbose to true. And then we just run it. And in this case, I was just asking, what is the current stock price or the current price of the stock ticker NVIDIA? So I'm just specifying NVIDIA here. And then I just can run this again. So let me just do that. Let me just call Python agents.py again. First, of course, I should save this. Press Ctrl S to save it. Okay, now it's updated. Let's just run this. Click on run. Now you see that entering new agent executor. Here I should use a tool that can access stock prices. Action Y Finance, input NVIDIA, and then observation for 30.45. I know the answer. And here the current price of the stock ticker NVIDIA is 430.45. And it finished the chain. So you can see that you can also use your own tools. You can create your own tools here and then add this to the LLM and then use this. And the LLM is then able to actually take these tools which you provide and use them in order to answer your questions. Otherwise, this would not be possible for the default OpenAI model. So that's it about agents. As I said, they are in this case kind of similar to the new option, which are also functions which you can leverage, which is also provided by OpenAI now directly. But this is here available in LangChain already and since some time. And that's how it works. So you have seen in this video how you can use the default ones, which in this case was this LLM math, which is already implemented here, or how to create your own base tool and then use those tools with your own functions, for instance, in here, in order to provide this to the LLM and then get the answers based on those function codes. So that's it for this video. Hopefully that was interesting and you enjoyed it. If so, give this video a like. Please also share it. And if you like my work here, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks a lot, take care, and see you in the next video.